Hey everybody, welcome to the December live stream. I'm really excited. This one's going to be relatively short, but I'm hoping that we'll get at least a good 15-20 minutes in on this. I'm going to give it a couple minutes before I jump in here and go through all the content that I've got coming up. But I'm really excited for the month of December because there's just a lot going on. Um, so just a couple more moments, and then see who logs in. Okay, let's see here. All right. So, um, hey everybody. So welcome to the December live stream. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful month of December. Hopefully you're gearing up for whatever your holiday is, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Festivus or what's the other one? Kwanzaa. Yeah, sorry. I always forget about Kwanzaa because it's not really something I was raised with, obviously. But uh, so welcome to the live stream. Hopefully everybody's having that merry holiday. Uh, I'm going to be reading another short story out of my anthology, Midnight Playground. But before I do that, I want to go over a couple of things that I think are important for you guys to know. Um, so tomorrow, December 14th, I'm actually going to be doing a live or in-person book signing at DJ's Collectibles in downtown Hanford. This is a place that I really enjoy going to, and the reason for that is because my uh, some of my first gigs selling my books and promoting myself as an author were at DJ's. And Jason Wired, who's the owner, he talked with me a few weeks ago. He invited me to participate. Normally, he doesn't open his shops on Sundays because there's very low traffic. But with the push to shop local, he decided that he wanted to open the store for the 3 Sundays leading up to Christmas. And so tomorrow I'm going to be down there. I'll have a table. I will be signing and selling copies of all 5 books in my Archives of a Scene Crayon series, as well as copies of course, Midnight Playground. And if you're interested in getting copies of the books, all of them, the link is down in the video description. You'll be able to purchase copies of my books online through my bookstore. Right now, there is a sale going on. You can get 15% off using code HOLIDAY, and you just type that in at the checkout, and you'll get 15% off of your total purchase on the books. And so, yeah, uh, looking forward to seeing however many people show up. I know it's probably going to be cold. It's probably going to be a little foggy, but I do encourage you guys to come out if you're able to. Another big announcement that I want to talk about is we are less than 2 months away from the Moonlit Revelry Ball, and just this last week uh, had a really great bit of information pop up. Um, this is the poster that was sent out to everybody who's involved as a vendor for the Moonlight Revelry Ball, and we sold out on tickets. This is super exciting. I'm really thrilled about this, and we're planning for 250 people to be there for the convention portion as well as the dinner portion. I'm going to be there. There's going to be, aside from patrons who have purchased their tickets for this event, there's going to be something like an additional 100 people for vendors. We're going to have several other authors. We're going to have some artists down there. We're going to have a tattoo artist. It's going to be really cool. So I really encourage you, if you purchase your tickets, get prepared. It's going to be a really fun event. And if you haven't, sorry. Hopefully next year you'll be able to sign up and get your tickets. But I'm excited because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I'm going to be pleased. It's just going to be an awesome evening. Um, beyond that, um, the coolest thing that I have coming up is that as I mentioned last month, I finished doing the first round of edits on book 6, The Preludes of War. In just a couple months, I'll be unveiling the cover art for the book. I have the cover art done. It's been done for several months, but I've given a couple of sneak peeks on it, but I haven't actually shown what the actual cover image is going to look like. I've had some really good feedback on how it looks. From the people I have shown it to. My artist, Ashley Greathouse, who's a fantastic author out of Indiana herself. She does great work, and I'm just pleased that she's been able to do the cover art for every single book in the series. Now, she actually revamped the cover art for the first 4 books for me. She did the cover art for book 5, and then again for book 6, and hopefully she'll be willing to work on the cover art for book 7 when I get around to writing that one as well. Um, and then beyond that, um, yeah, it's been a ride. I am working on a new project right now. I've been keeping it kind of under wraps as far as what it's been called, but the project is called The House on Graymalkin. Um, the real ones are going to know what that means, and that reference. But ultimately, it is some of the elements are taken from Lovecraftian horror. Some elements are taken from the surreal fantasy of Guillermo del Toro. I'm not necessarily pulling from either one of those things, but there are some influences to it, um, and then some influences from some of my favorite comic book characters as well. I'm not going to go into too much depth on this and what the project is, but it's a lot of fun. I have at least 3 or 4 chapters on this written down. I've been handwriting it because I'm treating it kind of like a journal entry series and drafting out the story as kind of a diary written by the main character who simply just goes by the teacher. So hopefully I'll have some really good feedback on that once I have it finished and typed up and people are able to kind of beta read for it. Um, yeah. I have been signing up for a couple of new creative writing competitions. I signed up for the next Writers Playground uh, short story competition, which picks up in the middle of January. I was thinking about doing the 250 word microfiction challenge from NYC Midnight, which was last weekend, but I just didn't have the time for it, and I wasn't going to be able to really commit myself to the storytelling like I needed to. I had December is usually a fairly busy month for me between work and I play Santa Claus, and it's one of the things I really enjoy doing because it gives me the opportunity to bring joy into the lives of people during a time of the year that can often feel not so joyful. And I speak from experience on that, just simply because I've had some experiences during the winter holidays where family members have either passed away or it's just been people have been sick or whatever the reasons are. So I enjoy bringing that in, and in fact tonight I'll be playing Santa Claus for one of my parents' neighbors. They do a whole my parents' neighborhood does this whole Christmas tree lane type of thing, and it's wonderful to see the neighborhood come together like that. My mom calls it "come to the curb," something that she started 5 years ago during the pandemic when everything was closed down, and she was trying to make sure that the people in the neighborhood um, understood that they were loved, they were valued, and uh, and regardless of the circumstances, they were able to still connect as a community with a community within the larger community, I should say. So yeah. So that having been said, we're not almost 9.5 minutes in. It is now time to read the short story out of Midnight Playground, which is the title for this particular episode. This is called Coco and a Shared Kiss. And this particular story um, was one of the stories that I wrote for NYC Midnight. It was for their 250 word short story competition. And I really enjoyed the idea of writing the story because while I give my mom a lot of grief for watching Hallmark Channel movies, especially their Christmas movies, uh, I I pulled almost exclusively from those themes, and I played into that. I turned into this kid. The prompt I was given was about writing a story with a first date scenario. I had to include certain words and phrases and actions, and one of the situations had to deal with ice skating, and so I decided to lean into that. And I've watched enough of these movies with my mom, or just she's had them on TV while I'm walking through the house, and I give her so much grief. But it was fun to pull from this, and she was actually kind of surprised by how the story turned out. So this is Coco and a Shared Kiss. An embarrassed giggle followed Sarah's shriek. Got you. Grant smiled, catching her before she fell onto the ice. I can't do this, Sarah said. You're not going to ace this on the first try. You are. Grant's grin only widened. What? Sarah asked. Grant hung his head sheepishly. When I said I hadn't been skating, I meant at this rink, he said. Why didn't you just tell me? I wanted to do this for the first time together. Sarah stared into his eyes, studying them, his green irises locked with her mesmerizing amber hues as he brushed a brunette tress from her face. She shivered, the cozy outdoor location's ambiance juxtaposed by the winter chill. Okay, then, what should I do? She asked. Grant stood in front of her, facing against the other skaters' flow moving around them. He took her hands and slowly skated in reverse. Softly push off with your back foot, he said, encouraging her. She did and started gliding. Okay. Keep your back straight like you're walking and slide your feet instead of stepping. Sarah moved her right leg as instructed, followed by her left. Focus on me, Grant said. The pair slowly finished 2 laps around the rink before Grant skated beside her, their fingers interlaced. Sarah chanced a look at him, returning his infectious smile. She hugged his arm affectionately 3 laps later, safe in his hold. Their first real date ended an hour later over cups of steaming cocoa and a shared kiss. So that was the story. Um, I, in my head, as I was coming up with this, I was envisioning uh, uh, kind of my local downtown area, and the reason for that is our over the last few years, our downtown has done this event called Winter Wonderland, and it's this beautiful thing. And let me see if I can share that with you guys. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, here we go. So this is Winter Wonderland. This is what we have going on. Like this year, there's a huge Ferris wheel. There's a carnival, and so this right here is, I think, this is the most up to date picture of the Winter Wonderland. This is our civic auditorium and civic park downtown, and this is a huge event. We've got ice skating. We've got a bunch of food booths over here. You can't see it, but there's live music over here in this corner, the carnival, like I said, and then there's a big Ferris wheel and stuff like that. It's beautiful downtown. It is a lot of fun. It's drawing a lot of people into town from other parts of the valley. And so when I wrote Coco and a Shared Kiss, it was this location with a little bit more snow and cold, um, to really sell the story. Definitely was feeling like this would definitely be the perfect Hallmark Christmas movie moment, and so that was the vibe that I was going with. So yeah, this was a really fun story to write. It was something different than I'm used to writing, just simply because I don't really write first date scenarios. I don't write romance that well. And if I write anything with any kind of romance, it's really vanilla. It's really lame, which is weird because, like, thinking about that, like, vanilla is not it's not a boring flavor by any means. It's a very complex flavor, especially if you are tasting it for the first time and it's like really raw and pure. There's something about it. It's very strong, very potent flavor. and it can be overpowering. Um, but yeah, I'm writing romance and that kind of storyline is not necessarily my bread and butter. It's not something I'm very good with. But writing the story gave me practice. It gave me an opportunity to work on building those skills. And so again, I'm going to encourage that if you haven't done any kind of writing competition, whether it's NYC Midnight or Writers Playground or any of the others that pop up on the internet, look into those because I want to encourage you to push yourself as a writer if you are one. Push your skills, grow your skills, and really challenge yourself to think outside the box and outside your comfort zone. Because you don't grow as a creator, you don't grow as an artist, you don't grow as a writer unless you're willing to push those boundaries. Um, that's why leaning in and writing the House on Graymalkin for me is working on that particular project is something new and something different because I'm leaning into some things that I've been enjoying recently, and I'm having fun with it. I've been working on this project for several months, and it's been fun to again grow these skills. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up here a little early. I do hope that you enjoy this live reading of that story. And if you are interested in picking up copies of Midnight Playground, or if you're interested in picking up a copy of The Heirs of Menenias and the other books in the Archives of the St. Brain series, I will be down at DJ's Collectibles tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll have a table. You'll be able to purchase books directly from me and get them signed. And it would be great to see you guys down there because as a local art author, it's I can always use more local support. So anyway, that's going to be it for me. I'll be back next week with a brand new episode, the full December episode, which includes excuse me, it includes a book review by guest host Winifred Summer, who's been on the show multiple times before. It has an interview with Steve Ramirez, who's a Fresno-based author. He writes sci-fi, and then some new creative writing tips in Creator's Corner, focused on writing Krampus and writing the Yule Cat. I decided to lean into the holiday skid and do my folklore and mythology themes based off of those entities. So have a great, wonderful December. If I don't see you before Christmas, happy holidays and happy New Year.